More fun, part 2. It's the Murphy, Sam, and Jody After the Show podcast. Sorry, I just sound excited today, don't I?
I'm going to tell you a little story, Sam, about a question that has been asked of Murphy and myself at our house.
By who?
Phoebe, our youngest. And I don't know what we're going to do about it yet, but I suspect I've been doing my research. Okay, so last summer, she wanted a desk in her room, and rightly so. She had been doing.
Okay, I know what
she had been doing homework at the kitchen table, which I kind of like, homework in the family area. But she asked for a desk, and that thing is used on the daily now in her room for homework and or makeup. Mm-hmm. So it's like half of it's homework stuff, most of it's makeup, and a great makeup mirror, and that's fine. She uses it every day.
Didn't you have to put this together, Murphy?
I did have to put this together. This is one of those from one of the big box office stores, and it was $160.
For more like $500 in labor.
Yeah, I know. And so the only problem that I've had with this desk, it went together fine. I guess, no, you're right.
No, it did not.
Wait. Jody's looking at me. I had some problems putting it together. I had to make some modifications. Some things didn't line up.
I would have looked at that and left. I mean, you have more patience to have put that thing together going, I'm working on it, baby. I've been like.
Well, it's a conquering thing.
Yeah, okay.
Well, at one point I was like, please, just get this out of my life. But for me, the caveat for putting this desk together was, this is great, Phoebes. This desk will serve its purpose. She's the one that fell in love with it, by the way. I wasn't necessarily trying to go on the cheap. I want furniture to at least hold up if something spills on it.
Wait, we didn't want particle board. We wanted wood. We were like, let's go for a wooden desk, Phoebe. And she didn't want that. Well, because she wanted this design, right?
Yeah, she really liked the little hutch on this one with the glass, and it's got holders for pens, and it's got the hole that your cords go through, and everything that that she wanted. And so my only caveat was not a problem. This is the desk that we'll get as long as we're not moving again. This will be no problem. So there are two problems now. One of them is the physical act of picking this thing up, moving it without it
damaging,
falling into itself, and being destroyed. Mm-hmm. But the other thing is what she asked, which is it's a cool question. It's very artistic.
Well, yeah, and look, I want to do this for her. I want to help make this happen for her. This is one of my goals. And it may be a little extra of me, but, one of the things I promised both girls is that they will get to redo their rooms. We're moving. You're getting a new room. Phoebe has chosen a yellow color, a light, nice, happy yellow for her room, and she wants a white. She wants us to paint her nightstand white, which is easy. It's a wooden thing, and she wants a white desk. She wants the desk to be painted. Painting particle board is
in my head.
I'm reading about it.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it. You got to do gentle sanding first. You got to prime it with the right stuff. You have to use the right kind of paint that's not going to make it swell. There's a lot to know. Now,
Didn't I put enough energy into this already?
It's particle board. You got to go through all these steps for It's particle board.
I know.
Throw it out. Get another one.
I know. That's what I want to do. I just am looking now for a wooden desk with a hutch or a white desk that's already painted with a hutch. But are you okay with? I mean, I know it wasn't expensive, but I know you spent. It seemed like a whole Saturday putting it together.
Look,
it was a labor of love.
It needs to go to good use as a donation or something if we're going
Totally.
to. But I violated my own rule by going so cheap that I'm afraid to pick the thing up. You know what I mean? It's not that it's unsafe. It just shouldn't be moved.
Okay. So first of all, you don't want to move it, but you're thinking about ways of painting it.
Yeah, and see, to me, particle board. I'm Googling. I saw what Jodi found on Google, and sanding the plastic because it doesn't stick to the plastic laminate. But to me,
the parts that are exposed on the edges, you have to put something over them before you paint it. It's a huge ordeal.
That's the biggest problem because moisture gets in there, and then the laminate starts to peel back.
Yeah.
And Phoebe understands that, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah.
She's cool with that, but it's sort of a pickle that we're in. I really don't want
thing
to
is
spend
like,
any more
I'm sorry,
money.
guys, you're right, but I still want white because she wants white and yellow.
Yeah.
And
that's understandable.
She is 14 years old, and in all these years, she's never really had the room decor. Like we buy her a new bedspread, and we bought her the desk, and it's not that she's gone without, but we've never gone, you decorate your room.
Right. What do you want? We'll get it.
And I really would like, she's 14. How many more years are we going to have her there? I want her to have the room that she wants.
Well, in that case,
within financial reason.
Well, in that case, you could turn that argument around. You're only going to be here a couple more years. Do you really need a desk?
Anyway, so To paint particle board or not? Probably
maybe IKEA is the way to go with this one.
You've got to be able to find one she likes that's white. Make her start looking.
I know. It's just getting rid of stuff that's one of the newest things. I know it's junk or whatever, but it's not junk, but it's not what we originally wanted. I hate to get rid of something so new is all I'm saying.
Just leave it for the folks. I mean, is it worth leaving for the folks that are going to buy your house?
I don't know. They may not want it, whoever they are.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you what I'm hearing here.
Okay, baby.
When it came time to paint your mom's side table,
right,
you had to get a practice table.
You're right.
And that one never got done.
You're right.
And so the real table never got done. And when it came time to paint the brick in your house, you bought a new house.
We're not painters.
So Bailey's the voice of reason here. Essentially, this is a project that will never complete itself. So yeah, we should just kind of probably move on.
Look for a new desk.
You know what's weird to me about this though, and I know it's the glue and all that, for something that is so fragile, it weighs a ton.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't pick this thing up. If we do decide to move it, I'm going to have to remove the hutch part of it because you can't physically move the thing.
It's like you start moving that kind of stuff and it's unstable. I will tell you this, Bailey, and this is, I do believe this should happen when we list our home and start showing it, the one we're living in now that we're moving out of. I think the brick should be painted.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think it updates it.
Probably.
And I think we should. Now, Murphy's like, yeah, maybe not.
We're getting out of here.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming at some point with all the stuff, you're going to have a garage sale.
Maybe. You're right. We could pull it out on the carport and sell it there.
As long as you have the garage sale at the current house.
We will.
That
absolutely. We're not moving and then having a sale. No.
Yes, we could move it outside.
Well, we did move it in pieces.
You know what? You did help me move that thing in pieces.
It was
You're
a
right.
pain.
Mm-hmm.
And just one more idea that might work.
Chad?
If there's no risk with the particle board, if you're just going to get rid of it, maybe you could sort of turn this into a miniature project for Phoebe and say, hey, Phoebe, maybe you could try to paint it, assuming you're just going to get rid of it anyway.
I thought of that. I don't know if I really need her packing and not painting.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah.
And the trick, and for a hot minute, I did think that's a great idea. But the question number one was where? It's going to have to move out of a room and outside. It's particle board. You don't want to put this outside.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you see, onto a drop cloth and then, sanding. And
rain.
If I'm going to sand, I've got to have a mask because you don't want to breathe that stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
We just put obstacles up and obstacles up.
But it's a particle board.
The deal.
They're not worth sanding.
I know.
Or prepping to paint.
I knew you'd say that.
That's why they're not expensive.
I needed this. I needed to talk to friends about it. But I will tell you this. It is going to either be sold for someone who needs it for much cheaper, or it's going to be donated to someone who needs it.
Oh yeah,
because it's a great
it's not
layout. It's a good job.
It's not a piece of junk yet. It hasn't moved yet.
It will be if we move it.
But seriously, I also braced this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of as I went along
because you knew it was.
Well, I was
flimsy?
Concerned. Yeah, so I added some corner braces and some things like that to kind of stabilize.
Well, then
it.
it's been it's a what do you call that?
Fortified,
reinforced.
Reinforced. Yeah. There you go. That's a good selling point.
I have another idea for you, and I did this one time in one of my previous relationships when I couldn't find the one that the cabinet I wanted to hold a TV and a computer and stereo and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I went to a cabinet maker.
Yeah.
And how to make it?
Here's the specs I want. Here's kind of what I'm looking for. A slide-out drawer, all this stuff, and they made it for me.
That doesn't sound cheap, though.
No.
I don't remember how
much
much
but
it
it's
was.
not, you don't have it probably lasts forever. It's not cheap because it's not cheap.
And you're talking heavy? This thing had to be the heaviest thing I've ever touched.
Right. And your friend, Handy Randy, he makes stuff like that. And I don't want to ask him too much. He's going to be living
sounds like we're using Handy Randy a lot here.
Can you build a computer desk?
I don't want to knock on his door too much lately because you understand.
Yeah.
And this is not why we're moving and where we're moving, but we're not far from him now.
Uh-huh.
Not far at all from Handy Randy.
I'm kind of glad that we've talked ourselves through this because I think finally it's taken me years to get to this point to really decide, is it worth the time and effort to take on a project like that? Is it smart? Because
not now.
I try to be really, really realistic now about what it is that I'm capable of doing. I was capable of taking part of my vehicle apart the other night and putting a new battery in it. That's about as far as I could take that, but I'm not going to try to strip down and salvage and save a particle board.
That's that argument that you'll hear people say time is money.
Yeah, and I can't float sheetrock either. I can paint it, but I can't float it.
Yeah. And I think I might agree with Bailey. Phoebe might be the best painter in y'all's house.
Oh, she is. She's an artist. Yeah. She's an artist. But even though she could do it and probably would do it, Murphy doesn't want her. You're going to be worried if she were to paint it and then move it into the new house. You would always be thinking that thing is going to collapse.
Well, not that.
Because it's soaking in paint.
Picking it up and moving it, if it wasn't primed, then the artwork that was done on it might get messed up. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah.
I think Sam is right on this.
There's
only
one
place.
They pick that up. There's only one place to put it.